everyone, this is Priyasha from XAT, and in this video, we will be dealing with the first part of the current affairs and static GK for specifically, not just for that. Let me tell you that the current affairs are not specific to any topic. Here, you are going to prepare yourself for ZAT GK, you are going to prepare yourself for TISSNET GK, you're going to prepare yourself for SNAP and all that stuff. Okay. So everything is going to be covered here. So even IIFT as well. Okay. So don't worry about any of these things. Okay. And don't think that मैंने सिर्फ ये वाला कर लिया ना तो we are not going to we need another GK session for Snap. Okay, so please don't think like that. Okay, all these questions would be helpful with respect to all the examinations I wrote right here. And remember one thing, the reason I'm saying this is because I have just come up with a limited number of questions in this video. That means it's based on a good, research because following the trend of past year papers and seeing that what category they always try to focus upon, we will be working on those same questions. But before I proceed, okay, this time I remember it in the beginning itself. Okay, so I'll just remind you that if you like this video towards the end, please like it. And the most important part of this video is to share this with more and more number of people so that everyone comes to know about these free resources and these videos. And of course, if you're new to the channel, then don't forget to subscribe as well. And yes, now I'm going to tell you about the procedure of how you have to, utilize this video to the best. So what we are going to do here is we are going to do some questions. Okay. Now, based on it, I'll tell you how are you supposed to extract the static GK out of these current affair questions. In today's video, that is part one, we will be covering January and February 2022. Okay, and there will be some important questions from both these categories. So I want you all to focus on these questions and try to learn the, skill of extracting the static GK because it's practically not possible for all of us to get down with that Manohar book or that any other book which gives you all the static GK, the river's name, the city's name, and things like that. ये possible नहीं है, ना ही ये आपसे expected है. Remember that the B schools don't want you to be a hard-working, studious guy. Rather, they want you to be a smart-working, intelligent and clever guy. So आपको बस ये समझना है कि कहाँ से काम करने पर या फिर कहाँ से पढ़ने पर आपको आपकी required answers मिल जाए. So here we are doing the same thing. So how are you going to utilize this video? Number one, while watching this video, you have to pay utter attention because some words I will not write on the board. So you will have to listen to me carefully and note down those words for the static GK part. I'll tell you how to search and how to extract the static GK points from a current affairs question. And then after watching this video, you will have to go back to the Telegram channel and the resources which I've been talking about in the group. Just like the other videos in this video, after this video also, I'll be telling you what is the self-study material and what you have to do. And you have multiple materials present there for your current affairs as well as your static GK, so you can refer to that. And of course, when it comes to GK, how can you forget about my Instagram handle? It gives you static GK, current affairs, important news, everything. So please follow it if you haven't followed it yet, and that will really be beneficial. I can vouch on it. All right, so let's get started with the first question. Okay, here's the first question for January 2022. Darwaza gas crater, also known as the gateway to hell, हिंदी में हम इसे कहते हैं नर्क का दरवाजा, is located in which country? Well, for answering this question, I would see the process of watching this video is you think of an answer and then I'll tell you the answer. Okay, so the correct answer of this question is Turkmenistan. Okay, Turkmenistan actually. So over here, if I just tell you a little bit about it in detail, जिसकी आपको जरूरत नहीं है, I'll just tell you how you can extract the information from it for the static GK part. See, that information which you need here would just be that it's a live natural gas crater जो कि बस ऐसे ही खुला है और जल रहा है. Imagine how dangerous it would look. So what you have to do is you have to find out some important information about these places. For example, you will be Googling out gateway of hell. ओके, इट्स रिटन राइट हियर एट द टॉप। ये पहला था तो मैं लिख दे रही हूँ अच्छे से, बाकी वालों के लिए लिखूंगी नहीं। यू हैव टू पे अटेंशन व्हाइल यू हैव टू लिसन प्रॉपर्ली। So gateway of hell is what you have to Google search, and then whatever information you would be seeing on the very first page, that is on the right hand side of the screen in a desktop search, is what is relevant to you. And if you have 1 minute extra, you can also go through people also search section. So I'll show you both of them. All right. Let me just show you a screenshot where I have searched Turkmenistan. So I have searched Turkmenistan over here, if you can observe, and this is how the Google search page looks like. So if you just check over here, what you need to focus on is this part. That is this information out here. You will get to know at least 5 to 10 points. So notes कैसे बनाना है? This is important right here. So everyone will pay attention because I'm going to tell you something interesting after this. So how will you make notes? You will look at this part in the Google, okay, and you will write down any 3 to 5 things which you find important about this Turkmenistan. Like number one, it is in Central Asia. Number two, the capital is Ashgabat. Okay, number three, the current president. Okay, that can be important. Number four, the official language. And number five can be any of the information which you can pull out of these people also ask section. So इसे open करना होगा आपको, and while opening it you can also have a look through it. ये क्या हो जाएगी, आपकी एक mini research हो जाएगी. You will hardly take 1.5 minutes, but you will be able to capture 5 things in your mind. Now this totally depends upon how studious you people are. So if you are just thinking कि मैं एक बार देख लूंगा तो मुझे याद रह जाएगा, if you are confident enough, you can go ahead and do that. And if you think that no, noting it down will be a better way to recall in future as well, so please note it down. And yes, the important announcement which I wanted to make over here is anyone in the Telegram group after watching this video who makes a proper study of the static GK part, which I told right now with respect to every question I'm doing right now. If you do that, if you make the notes and if you share it with others in the group, I'll definitely make sure that the first person doing that in the group will get a one-on-one free mentorship call with me, and that is promised. Okay, so the homework basically after watching this video would be number one, to make static notes out of your own from the given questions, and then go through some of the additional current affairs of the same month from the resources I'll be telling you in the Telegram. Okay, now let's get started with the next question quickly. Here in the second question, we have Alikhan Samalov is the new Prime Minister of which country? Now, can you find out the genre of this question? The genre is Foreign Affairs. And you know what? IIFT, XLRI. These people always focus on these foreign investments, foreign tie-ups, foreign business, and of course, foreign politics as well. There is a repeated trend over it. Okay, so here, what would be the answer? The answer will be Kazakhstan. Okay, if you knew, very good. If you did not knew it, then you have to Google it out. And what are the things which you need to find out from this question for static GK? Search for this person's name and find out 2, 3 points. And you can also search about Kazakhstan as a country itself, just like we have searched Turkmenistan over here. Okay, so you can do these two things over here in for question number two. For question number three, we see which is the headquarters of the European Parliament. Now, again, you see there's a foreign related question here, and the answer to this question will be option A, that is Strasbourg, फ्रांस. नाउ यूरोपियन पार्लियामेंट है तो काफी हद तक हमें पता होता है कि केनिया तो हमारा आंसर नहीं होगा. Now similarly, see, why am I saying this over here? I am saying this because you will get a chance to at least cross out some options. मैं मानती हूँ कि इटली भी यूरोप में ही है, so you cannot really cross out this option. बट एटलीस्ट स्विट्जरलैंड के केस में भी सेम चीज होता है. यहाँ पे हम ये दो ऑप्शंस को तो नहीं हटा सकते, बट एटलीस्ट क्या पता किस्मत मेहरबान हो एंड सचमुच आपको एक ऐसा ऑप्शन मिल जाए वेर यू विल बी सीइंग दैट इट्स ओनली वन सिंगल ऑप्शन विच इज in Europe. Okay, so that's all. So here you should know this, that the headquarters of European Parliament is present in France. Okay, Strasbourg in France. Now, what will you search here? You will search about this country. Okay, And you can also talk about European Parliament. If you search European Parliament, you will get top 3 points, which you can share with all of us in the Telegram group. Now, question number 4 says the United Nations launched its largest ever country-specific appeal. Now, here I'll teach you how to make an educated guess. Yes, you heard me right. Okay, and there are more videos on static GK on this channel, so please refer to the QRS sheet for that, or else just go and search the playlist. Yeah, ज़्यादा playlist नहीं है. Okay, so the educated guess over here is the real meaning of appeal. Appeal करना is what? Is to request something or similar in nature, right? So why do you think, or which country do you think will United Nations appeal for? Of course, a country which is in trauma, a country which is in danger, and out of all these countries, we know that Afghanistan was taken over by Taliban, right? So, of course, Afghanistan needed help, and UN and the partners launched their largest ever country-specific appeal for Afghanistan at a special session where the UN launched $5 billion appeal. Okay, so you just need to know this. And what will you search out here? You will search Afghanistan here, and you will search about United Nations here. ओके नाउ कंट्री स्पेसिफिक अपील भी सर्च कर सकते हो कि वो होता क्या है एटलीस्ट आपको पता होगा सो दैट इफ इससे रिलेटेड कोई दूसरा नाम दे दिया जाए एग्जाम में सो यू वुड बी नोइंग द क्रक्स नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 हियर व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द consortium formed by the leading edutech companies in India. The most silliest possible answer or silliest possible logic will be option A, which is actually the correct answer because that's the only name having a consortium in its name. Okay, so I know it's very funny, but it's true that this is the answer. But what you need to know more about this is that India's leading edutech firms and companies have come together. What is the meaning of consortium is what you can search on Google. That is how people come around and make a group. Okay, you can search that. That is your static GK part. And then you can also know or note it down right now that the edutech startups like Byju's, Career 360, Times, okay, EduTech, Topper, Unacademy, they have all come up together to make this consortium. अपना एक group बना लिया उन्होंने so that they will adhere to the code of conduct. ऐसे लड़ते फिरते नहीं रहेंगे यहाँ वहाँ, ठीक है? So that is question number 5's answer as well as the points to be Googled. That is for static GK. Now, question number 6 is which country recently launched the formal free trade agreement FTA negotiations with India? So again, as I said in the beginning of this video, that India के साथ होने वाले किसी भी तरह की foreign agreement, trade, military exercise, ये सब बहुत importance रखते हैं when it comes to the GK section of these top B schools. Okay, so we will be getting out the answer first and then talking about it in detail. The answer of which will be UK. Okay, so what you have to search in the static GK part is what is FTA, some points about UK. All right. So here this FTA was actually with the aim of doubling the trade between India and UK, and that was to be predicted around 2030. The countries launched this formal free trade agreement negotiation. Okay. Now, इससे ज़्यादा डिटेल में आपको इसके बारे में जानने की जरूरत नहीं है. Question number 7 पर चलते हैं. Which institution recently released the report on pandemic billionaires? Again, we will make an educated guess here, but that is not related to the answer. Why? Because अगर पूछा जाता कि पैंडेमिक बिलियनर्स कौन थे तब हम एक एजुकेटेड गेस मार सकते हैं बट हियर इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल बिकॉज हियर दे आर आस्किंग अस tell me the institution which is releasing the report. So here you can understand that Pratham Foundation, Amnesty International, इनके नाम लग के लगता नहीं है ना कि कोई तरह का रिपोर्ट देते होंगे. But then see, this is again up to your understanding. I will not ask you to zabardasti think about it like that. But see, I'll directly give you the answer, which is Oxfam. Okay, I just go and see. Yeah, Oxfam. So over here, I just wanted to see that whether I have given you the points of static GK for the previous question or not. So better note that. Now, question number 7, static GK can be what are pandemic billionaires and who released it? So anything about that releasing organization or report releasing organization or institution would make sense. So this was a recent report from Oxfam where 20 people in Asia, okay, from India, China, Hong Kong, and Japan, mostly associated with the field of pharmaceuticals, saw their wealth zoom during the pandemic period. Of course, medicine sector से related सारे लोगों को बहुत फायदा हुआ था. And as per the report, the richest 1% owned more wealth than the poorest 90% in the region. And that is a serious, alarming fact. Okay, so you can you can use Oxfam and Pandemic Billionaires for your static GK part from this question. We'll move to the eighth one. Who is the author of the classic text Tirukural, which has 1330 short couplets or kurals? Now, again, you will say that, ma'am, I'll make the silliest logic here, use the silliest logic here, and I'll say that this is Tiru, this is also Tiru, so the answer is option B. Well, I'll say you're very smart enough to do that because it is actually the correct answer, but you should know something about Tirukural also. It's actually a classical text of Tamil language. So you should make a note of it that it is of Tamil language, which was written by the acclaimed poet and philosopher Tiruvalluvar. That is the answer here. The text has been dated long back, okay, from 300 BC to 5th century CE, and it is one of the most translated ancient literary works and most translated work as well. Okay, so actually this came into news because अभी अभी तमिलनाडु गवर्नमेंट ने 133 feet long तिरुवल्लुवर की स्टैचू बनाई है कन्याकुमारी में and that's why it makes news. Okay, so that's why you people have to note it. All right, क्योंकि इंडियन गवर्नमेंट की ध्यान रखना एक बहुत अच्छी लर्निंग दे रही हूँ. जीडीपी के चार कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं: consumption, investment, government purchases and the net exports. ओके, ये हमें एमबीए में पढ़ाया गया है तो मैंने यहाँ पर आपको बता दिया दैट इन चारों कंपोनेंट से रिलेटेड कोई भी न्यूज is a important news with respect to any B school. Okay, so keep that in mind and study and focus only on these type of questions. All right, what is the static GK part from question number 8? You can search for Tirukural, you can search for Tiruvallur. Okay, and that's all. I guess that will be more than enough. Now for question number 9, which is the first Indian scheduled commercial bank to issue public Formosa USD bonds. Okay, this is interesting. So the first Indian bank to do that is India का सबसे प्यारा बैंक SBI, जहाँ पे lunch break ही चलता रहता है. Okay, so that's the answer basically for this question, and you just need to know that SBI has raised $300 million through the regulation S Formosa bonds for कितने years? 5 years, and it is the first Indian scheduled commercial bank to have issued these public Formosa bonds. अभी हम लोग इकोनॉमिक्स में ना बॉन्ड्स वगैरह पढ़ रहे हैं एंड इट्स लाइक वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक. ओके, सो व्हेन यू कम टू अ बी स्कूल एंड यू गेट इकोनॉमिक्स, बिजनेस इकोनॉमिक्स, आपको भी मजे आने वाला है. द बॉन्ड्स हैव बीन बेंचमार्क्ड अगेंस्ट 5 years US Treasury notes and lender has completed its issuance, okay, through its London branch. So ये सब तो एडिशनल इन्फॉर्मेशन है जो मैंने आपको बता दिया, बट व्हाट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड हियर इज static GK, static GK. Okay. Now, question number 10, and that will be the end of January 10 most important questions. India recently granted a $900 million loan to which country to tackle Forex crisis? Again, educated guess. कौन सी country अभी recently crisis से जूझ रही थी? We had multiple news around it. No doubt Sri Lanka. Okay, so this is an easy question, no doubt. Okay, Sri Lanka is negotiating a USD $1 loan from India as well to import goods and all that. Here's some additional information here which you can Google out. What you need to know in detail. See, this is important with respect to GDPI also. I would tell you that if you just have time and you can Google out more in detail about the Forex crisis and what are the present situations of Sri Lanka, that would be of great help, especially to speak up in GDPI rounds. Okay, and also in the VAT rounds, if they are conducted for your any other B school apart from that. Okay, I mean XLRI. Let's do February 2022. And yeah, why did I say apart from XLRI? XLRI का तो VAT paper actually exam में ही हो जाता है. That is the essay. So yeah, it's important for everyone. Now let's come down to February now. We have question number 11 for us. So which Indian city has the most traffic congestion as per the TomTom traffic index? Any guesses? Of course, Mumbai या दिल्ली होगा. ये तो understood है, right? But the answer here is definitely Mumbai. Okay. Why? Because There is traffic. The reason is that only. But anyways, you should know this that this is the 11th edition of the annual Tomcom Traffic Index जो बताता है कि out of the 404 cities in 58 different countries which they surveyed, they found that the highest is no doubt in Mumbai. Okay, so that's the answer. What you have to search here for static GK is ये वाली इंडेक्स के बारे में कि ये इंडेक्स कब शुरू हुई थी, किस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की है, क्या हिस्ट्री है इसकी, and some static GK about the Mumbai city as well. Now we'll go to the 12th question out here that asks you the National Center of Excellence, that is NCE, in Carbon Capture and Utilization, that is CCU, has been established at which institution? कोई पढ़ाई लिखाई वाली इंस्टीट्यूशन पे ही होगा. क्वाइट अंडरस्टूड है. क्यों? क्योंकि वो कार्बन कैप्चर कर रहे हैं और यूटिलाइज कर रहे हैं और ये सारी लैब वाली एक्सपेरिमेंट वाली चीजें आपके डिफेंस सेंटर में शुरू नहीं होती, एस्टैब्लिश नहीं होती, वहां यूटिलाइज होती है. दिस इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज एजुकेटेड गेस. सो इफ यू हर्ड मी, वेरी गुड. इफ यू डिड नॉट हियर मी, देन गो बैक, ओके, एंड रीप्ले व्हाट आई सेड. दैट इस तरह की लैब और एक्सपेरिमेंट वाली चीजें यूज भले ही डीआरडीओ में हो जाए या इसरो में हो जाए, लेकिन एस्टैब्लिश हमेशा हमेशा किसी बहुत बड़े ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, स्टडी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में होती है. सो द आंसर कैन आइदर बी आईआईटी बॉम्बे और आईआईसी बेंगलुरु. एंड नो ऑफेंस, बट आईआईटी है तो हमारा पहला टिक वहीं जाएगा. ओके, सो द डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ द साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी हैज एस्टैब्लिश्ड दिस NCOECCU thing, okay, in the IIT Bombay, and that's India's first such center, centrally funded by the DST, and it will definitely help in the climate change goals. All right, what you have to search here is this particular thing, ये है क्या चीज, and you will also search a little bit about the answer, that is IIT Bombay, for the static GK. For question number 13, let's see what is the official gross domestic product deflator, GDP deflator projection of 2022-2023. Now GDP deflator क्या होता है? Basically अगर मैं थोड़ा इकोनॉमिक्स अपना लगा दूं यहाँ पे, तो that is the difference between the nominal GDP and the real GDP. Nominal and real GDP क्या होता है ये आप सर्च कर सकते हो. Well, here the answer is a direct answer with no more explanations given. That is 3 to 3.5% जो लोगों ने सोचा है. And yes, what you can search here is definitely what is GDP deflator. And secondly, something about the finance minister also, that is Nirmala Sitharaman. Okay, you can search something about her as well for the static GK part. मैंने ये लिखा नहीं है, तो जिन लोगों ने सुना, that's very good. Question number 14. India signed a MOU, that's Memorandum of Understanding on Tourism Operation, with which country? Again, we are coming back to the same area जहां मैंने कहा था, the focus is always between India's tie-ups with various countries. So MOU on tourism, it was actually signed with Australia. The correct answer is Australia. And what you need to know about here is this MOU in the field of tourism will enhance the cooperation and they encourage the expansion of the bilateral relations in tourism. And this will facilitate the exchange of information, data related to tourism, and thus would lead to the better, you can say, government deals between the countries, and therefore they signed this MOU. So what is a MOU is your static GK part 1. Number 2 is about Australia. Okay. Now, we'll come to the 15th question. Which country recently passed a legislation that ends the forced arbitration in sexual assault and harassment disputes at workplace? ये काफी ज़्यादा news में था, okay? And that was a very nice decision taken by the answer is option C, USA, okay? The US Congress has passed a legislation that will now end the forced arbitration in the sexual assault cases. इसका मतलब क्या है आप समझते हो? हर एक कंपनी में एक एग्रीमेंट होता है, एम्प्लॉय एग्रीमेंट, and in that employee agreement it's written, okay, they are asked to sign this, that you have to settle the disputes internally through an arbitrator. Arbitrator is a person जो कि decision लेगा कंपनी के अंदर ही कि आपको किस तरह से हम इस मैटर को रिजॉल्व कर ले. फॉर एग्जाम्पल किसी ने किसी पे सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट का केस किया है, तो व्हाट द कंपनी विल डू इज इंटरनली हैंडल इट आउट जैसे भी करके. But USA has now taken up this decision that the bill will allow survivors to sue their abusers in the public court, even if it is mentioned in their agreement कि आपको internally solve करना, तो आप बाहर आकर भी केस फाइल कर सकते हो. So that was a very big decision taken by USA, and that will be in news. And the static GK part for here is the posh laws. I want you guys to search for posh laws. ये बहुत important है, and you can also search something about USA as well. Now, question number 16. India signed an agreement with the UN World Food Program for distribution of wheat to which country? Again, we will make an educated guess here. What do you think? Which country will require food? अब आप बोलोगे एजुकेटेड गेस में दो ही कंट्री है जो न्यूज में थी, श्रीलंका और अफगानिस्तान. बट वी हैव both the options present here. So what should we do? Remember, there was a forex crisis. Correct? There was a forex crisis in option D, that is Sri Lanka. So we are not sending food there. We are actually sending wheat to Afghanistan. Okay? So India signed an agreement with the WFP for the distribution of 50,000 million ton of wheat. Okay, so that was a big news again. So इस तरह की चीजें, that's why reading current affairs on a regular basis will help you strongly in all the places, not just the written GK paper, but also GDPI and several other things as well. Okay, let's come to the 17th question. NPC, that is the National Productivity Council, is an autonomous organization under which union of ministry? Again, this is something related to your own country. कितने ministries होते हैं, कौन-कौन सी body किसके अंदर आते हैं, ये भी एक general knowledge का test करने का एक बहुत अच्छा area है. And the answer here will be, okay, let's make an educated guess. We are talking about Productivity Council. Okay, so MSME, labor and employment does not really makes a lot of sense here. Niti Aayog and Commerce and Industry makes sense. But we will go with the correct answer, which is Ministry of Commerce and Industry. ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. अगर नहीं पता हो तो इस तरह से थोड़ा, we can do a little bit of ghapla here. So India celebrates the National Productivity Day on February 12th every year, and that's why it was a news of February. February 12th may we celebrate this National Productivity Day, and this is a council which is established in 1958 under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Okay, so I'll just tell you that you have to search this for static GK and this for static GK. Next, moving on, I did not tell you what to search here, right? So this is for question number 16. The static GK part is UN World Food Program thing. And since Afghanistan is already searched, so इसमें थोड़ी relief मिल गई आपको. Next, going to question number 18. Okay, this is interesting. I want the answer of question number 18's second part in the chat. So listen to me very, very carefully. Iker Ayki, the former Turkish airline chairman, has been appointed as the MD and CEO of which Indian airlines? Okay, the answer to this question is Hamara Pyara Air India. But what I'm going to ask you now, I demand an answer in the comment section. Your answer in the comment section will prove that you have actually seen this video so far. And the question is that who is the present MD and CEO of Indian Airlines? Okay, that means Air India. Okay, who is the present CEO and MD of Air India? This is the question in the chat box or in the comment section. You will have to tell me. That's a proof that you have watched this video so far. Okay, and the answer here, of course, is Air India. So you will have to search a little bit about this person. Okay, and you have to also search a little bit about Air India, and that's all. And then if you search about Air India, you will already almost get the answer there itself. Question number 19. Which state has witnessed the protests for including the Bhojpuri and Magahi as the regional languages in the government jobs? अरे ये कोई बात हुई? This is so easy. Like if it is Bhojpuri and there is no Bihar here, of course the answer will be Jharkhand, right? It's so easy. But then yes, it's easy for us who knows it. Okay, of course. But the people who don't know what is Magahi language at all might face some difficulty. But Bhojpuri has a central presence. So I feel that all of you will get a mark here easily. What you have to search here for is something about the state of Jharkhand, something about these two languages, and the reason why it was in news is what I want to discuss with you people. So this was in news because currently in the regional languages in the district level competitive examination, Bhojpuri and Magahi was not added. So iske against protest hua tha. Basically, you have that JSSC, right? I don't know if you people know about it, but this is Jharkhand Staff Selection Commission. In this, they asked for inclusion of Magahi, Bhojpuri, and Angika, okay, with the other regional languages while conducting that examination. So इसीलिए ये काफी news में था. in February. Then we go back to our last question. Again, last question के साथ मैं एक quick touch up आपको दे दूंगी of what to do and how to search for the static GK part. So the question says, which Indian company has formed a joint venture with Foxconn to manufacture the semiconductors in India? Well, the answer for this question is Vedanta. And what you just need to know about this joint venture is that they have planned to add an investment of around 76,000 crores in the next 5 to 6 years for making up the semiconductors, which are used in multiple places. But how are you going to figure out the static GK part here? So you have to static GK of Foxconn, static GK of Vedanta, and how will you do that? You will go and search. Like for example, I went to Google and searched for Foxconn. I got all these information. So out of these informations, I got one information which was that it is in the mainland of China and Taiwan. And then I also got to know that it was established in 1974. Okay, its headquarters are in Teching. Okay, these are informations are here as well. And the founder is Terry Gao. So these type of 2, 3 sets of information will be more than enough for you to retain multiple things. Okay, and at the same time, you also have this section of people also ask. So you can just open up these things and try to read through it. इसके notes बनाने की जरूरत नहीं है, but at least read through it to have a better understanding of the entire topic. Remember that GK is not just about learning and reading and memorizing, it's more about recalling. So what you will be doing after watching this video is make notes of the static GK part, which I told you. After that, the point number 2 will be to come in the Telegram and watch the resources which I tell you and go there and just go through those resources as well. And Instagram channel तो है ही मेरा, Instagram page पे जाइए, वहां पे जाके सारे static GK और current affairs पढ़िए. And at the end of the day, you would recall, you would try to recall at least 3 to 5 points which you have already studied. At least. शुरू कीजिए 3 to 5 points से and extend your knowledge to 7 to 8 points and then try to recall all the 15 to 20 things you have studied in that day or anything like that. Okay, this type of recalling power is more essential than reading more number of informations in GK and current affairs. So that brings me to the end of this video. Okay. Um, I would just like to remind you that if you really like the efforts, please like this video. And the most important thing is to share. Don't forget to share it with more and more people. Okay. Even if you have shared it before, share this video as well. And if you're new, then don't forget to subscribe as well. I would be back with more such videos. Till then, take care of yourself. Keep studying hard. And I'm also planning to come up with some more videos for you people as per the demand of people. That is how to prepare, what should be the schedule and things like that. So drop your questions and please have some patience because I have more than hundreds of DMs open with me. So it will just take me some time to reply you back, but I'll surely reply you. Thank you so much for this overwhelming love and support. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.